Hi Flosstube, how are you all doing? This is my channel, it's called A Stitch Too Far. My name is Ingeborg and welcome if you're new to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's good to see you again. I'm here to do an update of what I've been stitching on for the past 2 weeks and anything else stitchy that's been going on. And I think you're gonna need something to drink and you're stitching because I have a sneaky suspicion that it might take me longer than half an hour to make this video. Because I've got stuff, lots of stuff. Okay, I'm looking outside because it is Saturday the 11th of February, difficult, 2017, and it's just snowed today here in the Netherlands. Last time I talked to you there was maybe going to be an ice skating event, but then it started to thaw again, and since last since last Thursday we're actually getting cold weather again, and today everything is white and I had to shovel some snow, but it's just like maybe an inch, 2 inches of snow, not snow like in Canada or any of those places. But yeah, if we have 2 or 1 inch of snow, usually that means traffic jams all over the place, but since it's Saturday it's not that bad, I think. And I'm waffling. So let's get back to why you're here. So last couple of weeks I'm looking at my notes. Stitchy wise it's been good. I've had a new start and I've worked on my rotation. I did have actually a few days that I didn't stitch because I had a real bad headache, migraine, and I get them sometimes and it's either due to lack of coffee or it is a muscle strain because I have very tightly wound muscles in my neck and shoulders. And if I don't watch out in stressful periods that gets worse, and that is when I wasn't watching out and it happened, and it wasn't over in a day, which is usually the case, so it took me 2.5 days to get over that, to do some exercises and try and relax, take a few baths, and yeah. But I didn't stitch because it was just, yeah, if you've ever had a bad headache you know you can't stitch. What else happened? Oh yeah, when I actually had my migraine, I was cheered up by the fact that I got a happy mail from Amanda Stitching on YouTube, and on Instagram you have the same name. I think she had a while back, she had a video and she had a new cuddly toy and she had a little competition to name it, and actually she decided to pick 3 names and one of them was mine. And I got a little reward for that. Well, little, it was quite big. So when that came in I actually made a video, so I'm going to insert that here. Hi guys, it is Thursday the 2nd of February and I got home late, and that's why the lighting is crappy and that's why I'm crooked, because I'm trying to film this because I got some happy mail and I think it's from Amanda. I did open it but I haven't looked, so I am going to have a look and see what she got me. And I did feel it a bit and it's a bit bumpy, so I don't have any clue what's in here. So let's just get it out. Oh wow, that's quite a lot. Oh, this is interesting. Some floss. It says Oasis. Never seen this, but it's quite pretty. Variegated floss. Definitely beautiful. And soft. A bit like satin. Oh, that's very interesting. And I got 2 bags of tea, which even though I drink coffee, I do like tea, and I've never heard of this gingerbread and cherry bakewell tea. Will be fun to try out. And this is, what is this? Oh, a bookmark kit. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this, and it has everything you need to make the bookmark with a nice edge as well. Oh, it's nice. And a really pretty little needleminder. That's very pretty. I think she made this herself actually. It's very nice, Amanda. Well done. And a card which I will save. And ooh. Oh, it's a Hardanger kit. You read my mind lately, Amanda. That's really nice. It's like a beginner's Hardanger kit. Oh, this is so nice. I will enjoy making that. Wow, hey, thanks Amanda, and I hope you're still having some nice cuddles with, I forgot the name, I know I did, my part was Sparkly Bum, but I'm not so sure about the rest of the names of your cuddly toy. But thank you very much, I really like this. So I am going to check this out a bit further and read the card, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye. Yeah, that was quite a surprise. There was a lot of stuff in there and really nice stuff, and I'm going to definitely stitch them. So Amanda, thank you again, and say hello to Princess Eleanor Sparkly Bum. So that's that. I wanted to mention comments too on previous videos, and comments, people replying back to comments I made. I find that since the start of this year I'm really busy at work, and I don't always have a lot of time to reply to comments straight away. So if you made a comment on my video or left something for me on Instagram, please be patient. I may not reply straight away. It may take me 5 to 7 days, and maximum would be 7 days because I would do it in the weekends. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone commenting. I've had some people saying they've been binge watching me, which is quite freaky. I can't imagine binge watching my own videos, but hey, you know. I had a comment from Stitching with a Smile, which was quite nice because I started her Hardanger tutorial last time we spoke, and I will come back to that because I can show you a little bit of progress on that. And oh yeah, I have noticed that it's easy for me to reply to comments on my own videos, but if I comment on someone else's and they reply to me, it kind of gets lost. I haven't found a way to easily track them. If anybody knows how to do that, please let me know. Because I think half of them I forget. Sometimes I need to reply again and I forget. So if you're still waiting for me, let me know. Because yeah, I get quite a few comments, so it tends to get lost in my Google Plus thing, messenger thing, and I don't know where to find them again. And my memory sucks, so yeah, sorry. But if you need a reply from me, just try and direct message me or leave a comment on my videos, because those I can really easily see. Oh yeah, and last 2 weeks, last Thursday I went to the craft fair that I mentioned, and I will definitely share some of that in this video. So that's my past 2 weeks, I think. That's all I wanted to say about those. So let's just get on with the whips. I started a new project because the first of the month was in the last 2 weeks, so I picked something that I thought would complement things that I'm already working on, so it would be a little bit of a variation and it would be easy to stitch. And I really wanted to start it. So I picked another ink circles pattern, and of course I didn't bring it, so I'm going to look for the image and put it somewhere here, hopefully. But I started Mother Maya by ink circles, and it is on a Picture This Plus fabric. I think this was Legacy, but I'm going to leave the details in the thing below. So if you need any information and I didn't mention it there, just give me a message. But yeah, I got quite a bit done in the 3 days that I could work on this. Actually, this was during the time that I had my migraine, so those days that I didn't stitch, I just continued my rotation after those days. But yeah, it's really fun to stitch. I'm really enjoying it. I think this was a 32 count. I think I'm doing 2/2 with the Carrie's thread, which actually is quite fun to stitch with. I don't have any problems with it. And when I remember that when it came, it was really it did have a strong smell of detergent or something like that. But when you're stitching with it, you don't notice that, so I don't really mind that. But yeah, this is how far I got, and it is so much fun. And it is so nice because you can really set clear goals, like finish one symbol, or do like 3 symbols, or just so you have a goal for your rotation, which is really nice. So when I got to finish this last part, I decided to put it down and start on the next one, or work on the next one. Yeah, really pleased with this. And then I worked on a new order in my rotation. I really wanted to figure out with the whips that I currently have how I could order them in such a way that I would have a set rotation, but that I would have enough variation in it that wouldn't get bored. So I looked at all my project, and I looked at things like the stitch count that I was working on, if it was very fine or rather coarse. I looked at if I was using variegated floss, so if I had to do crosses one at a time or not. And I was looking at if I was stitching with one color or a whole color palette. And I tried to mix them up so that I would have a different kind of project every time I switch out in my rotation. So I wouldn't have like 3 1/1 variegated projects after another, but I would have a break in between with other projects. And that seems to be working so far. I'm not sure, but yeah, I managed to figure it out, and I'm enjoying working on all my projects, so I'm not bothered. I'm glad at the progress I can make in 3 days, and I'm glad to move on to the next project. So anyway, after I did that start, I picked up Death by Cross Stitch, and I had another milestone there because this, well, technically it isn't, but I'm considering this the upper right hand corner of my project. So I reached the end of the last page. Technically I need to pull down this border and stitch 2 or 3 more stitches there, but hey, I'm calling it a milestone. And I managed to do this whole, finish this whole variegated block, and then I added this part here. And for the next time I'm going to finish this and finish up the border, and that's probably all I can do, and if not, then I'm probably going to work down, because I did find this a really long piece, really fiddly. It was a lot of fun to stitch, but beneath it, there's another big block like that, and I figured maybe I could do a smaller one, just to break it up a bit. But yeah, still a lot of fun to stitch, really enjoying it. And then I picked up Takapuna Beach, I think. And I actually moved my scroll bars, and it is just there that I can still stitch here, so I delayed the decision of how I was going to proceed with this because I was getting at the bottom here. But as you can see, I managed to add another whole diagonal. This a lot of this was easy to stitch, but over here it was quite confetti heavy. That got a little bit tricky because there were so many part threads already there, and that was kind of getting on my nerves a bit. But yeah, so far I really still like it, and somebody suggested that maybe I could flip it over like this and then just work the other way. And I have been, because I couldn't reach it quite well, I have been stitching this part upside down, and that took a little bit of brain power because I needed to switch my thinking on how I was stitching. And if you never used this method before, I think it might be difficult to understand that, but yeah, it took a bit of adjusting for me. So, and I'm thinking that if I switch from working from the top and then so working from here and going like this, I'm not sure if my stitches will go a different way, and if you can see that, if anyone's ever done that, like switch, like the back would be all vertical lines and then suddenly you switch to the back being all horizontal. Does anybody have that experience, that it shows up some way, that there's a break that you can see? I would love to know. But yeah, really loving this. And I think I might actually be, oh yeah, this was another milestone because the last two stitches are actually on page 1. So I've reached page 1, I started at page 3, and so there's only one more page before I reach the corner. But that will take quite a while if I'm still going to go like this diagonally, because it will take thousands of stitches before I ever get to there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to, still thinking about it, how I'm going to proceed. But yeah, and then last weekend I couldn't help myself and I picked up the Hardanger piece and worked on it a bit more. It will look quite different since you last saw it, because when I showed you previously it was only just started. And I need paper. Yeah, so as you can see, I got quite a bit done. The last time you saw it, I think I only had this inner border of cluster blocks, and then I did the outer border of cluster blocks, and I did the blanket stitch, and then I did the surface stitching with satin stitches, and then I did the scary thing, which was cutting. Oh, this is Amanda's needle minder, by the way. So you can't see it, so if I take that out, then you can see that I have actually, you see, I've cut it. Woohoo! That was scary to do, but I wasn't too pleased with how I did it, because if I'm going to try and see if you can see this up close. Yeah, you can you see that there's little white threads still sticking out? I was a bit scared of cutting too close to the stitches, so next time I will cut closer. Oh, and there's another thing, stitching with a smile. If you're still watching my videos, I just started on these woven bars, and I didn't want to do them too tightly, so I'm wondering if that's a problem, because I didn't want to deform the squares. So if you think this is looking fine, I would love to know. Or if you think this might cause trouble in the future, I would also like to know. So, speaking of stitching with a smile, she has just restarted making videos. She had a bit of a tough year last year, so she didn't make any videos. So if you're not following her, please go check her out because she's great. And she mentioned in her in her first video of this year that she's thinking about maybe doing a stitch along for Hardanger. And please go say that you would want to join because I so want to do a stitch along Hardanger with you guys. It would be so much fun because as you can see this stuff is really fast compared to cross stitching. It's amazingly fast, so that's a lot of fun. You get almost instant gratification, you know, because I just basically worked on this 2 Sundays. That's it. And I've almost done. I just need to finish woven bars and cut it out. That's it. That's done. So yeah, that's that. What was this? Anything else stitchy wise? No, I think this only remains the whole part and my adventures at the craft fair. So before I do the craft fair, there were some orders that had been on hold, waiting for something, and they finally came in. So let's show those first. And those were actually 4 designs by Ross Originals. It's an Australian designer, and I don't think they are still in business. But I saw these and I thought, oh, these are very nice. I've been to Egypt, so I really like this one. It's quite an easy pattern. It's hand drawn actually, so that's the only challenge for me. I'll show you the name of the design company. So those are 2 little portraits, and then I have Nefertari and Tutankhamun 2. So I was thinking of either doing them 4 separately or 4 in a row. I'm not sure yet. And of course I'm going to use a lot of metallics in them. And I'm still looking for 2 designs by this person, and I'm going to show you because they're on the back. If any of you know where I could possibly buy these patterns, because I love them, and if I turn my camera just a little bit, there you can see I have some Aboriginal art on my walls. I've been to Australia a long time ago and I love the Aboriginal art. So I would love these patterns, they were amazing. So if anybody knows where I could find them, please let me know. So those came in finally. I was waiting because there's another pair of portraits in this series and they sent me the wrong one, so that's why I had to wait for this. And then I was on so and there was a pattern for sale for like 90% off. And I had to have it, and then I had to order some other things because I had to justify the shipping. And one of them was another pattern, and they are in the series that I want to do with little sayings. So I got 2 My Big Toe designs, and I can't read backwards, but I think this says the best things in life are stitched. And she has 2 examples. This is stitch 1/1, and I want to do it like this. I want it to be a tiny little thing that I'm going to finish probably as a flat fold. Yeah. But yeah, how can you resist that? And then this is just something I need to put near my door when I go out or come in. It's all good. Just a little reminder, you guys, just before you go into the world or come back out of it and venture into your little secure home, that it's all good. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. So that was my regular haul, and And then I went to the craft fair. There's things showing up in my screen, but everything's still working, so I'm just gonna yammer on. Yeah, Thursday I went to that craft fair that I told about previously, and it was a 4-day event, and I went for 1 day. It was in a town about an hour drive away from me, which for most people isn't that far, but in the Netherlands that's halfway through the country. So yeah, all things relative. But yeah, I don't have a problem with driving, so I happily went. But that was the day that the weather got bad, and there was snowfall, and that means there were some traffic jams and accidents on the highway. So it took me a bit longer to get there than I originally planned. But that was no problem because I had prepared, I had a whole battle plan, I had my wish list, I had things I wanted to look for, designers I wanted to look for, I had it all organized, and I had a map of like the fairground, and I had all marked all the places I wanted to see. So that was no problem until I got there and realized how big this fair was actually, how big it was. And then when you have to know about me that I don't do well in crowds. I don't like shopping either because of the crowds. I hate it when people are walking or standing in front of me. I get the feeling that I need to escape. But I battled that feeling because I just, as soon as I stepped into the fairground, it was like a kid in a candy store, and I remember standing with a pattern of rosewood manor in my hands called Imagine or Imagination or something. It's like a book, and it's on my wish list, and I had this realization that what am I doing? I am not going to buy this because I have so many things already lined up. I will not be ready for a 30-page project for a long while now. So that's when I got back to my senses, but that didn't mean that I didn't do a lot of shopping before that point in time. So what I'm going to do is first I will insert, because I did film in the fair, I will insert a little impression of the day, and when we come back I will share you what I did get. So here's the video. Yeah, it was a lot bigger than I imagined, and I was just like a kid in a candy store, and I just wanted everything that I saw because I don't see it a lot because my LNS is a lovely LNS, but it doesn't do a lot of patterns. It mainly sells flosses and fabrics. So all the places with nice patterns, I went a little bit crazy. I did get a few things off my wish list, so that's great. And I did get some more things too, because you know how it goes. But okay, no more stalling. I'm just going to be, I'm just going to walk the walk and talk the talk of shame. I did pick up some good addresses for LNSs with that sell designers that I like, so I may plan some city trips in the future to visit them one by one. And as you may have noticed, it was a craft fair, so it wasn't all just embroidery, it was also knitting and crochet and magazines and all kinds of things. But yeah, enough stitching stands to make me spend a little bit over my budget. But yeah, I got this button and I'm going to make that into a needle minder. I thought it was really nice, a bit of a Celtic look. And I got a few more, which will be a bit difficult to show. But I just thought they were so sweet. They're all little French coffee mugs. So they would be something like this. And they all have little romantic painting on them with roses. So this one has tiny roses. And I like them because they're small. I'm finding out that I like smaller needle minders mostly. So yeah, when I finish them into needle minders, I will show them more easily. And I got some buttons to use for the back. So just to glue to the back magnet so that it's easier to take off. And those were those. So for those living in the Netherlands, I will try and show you places that I purchased things from. So those needle minders came from this place in Belgium, in Ghent, het Garenhuis. They have a lot of lovely French designers and German designers and Renato Parlin, Italian. So if you're into that, then you definitely plan a trip to Ghent. And this one I'll show you later. So I'm not sure about Claire, but this one was on my wish list. So when I saw that, I had to have it, and it was actually pretty cheap, so no problems there. And if I'm ever going to stitch this, it will be interesting. I was enabled by someone. I'm not sure if it was Jessie Marie, but someone on Flosstube finished this, and I just had to put it on my wish list. So yeah, and then I got a free pattern that I'm not going to show. This is a Dutch designer, which I also loved. This is the name of the shop. She's originally from somewhere like Ukraine or Russia, and she does all red work designs. And if you have a chance, check her out. She has gorgeous designs, and this is one of my sayings, little sayings that I want to do. This is a Dutch saying, but if you translate it, it says, "Seize the day." So yeah, obviously would go nicely with "life is good" or "it's all good." Oh, I love this. And she also had a lot of other designs, but I just love this. These are just cute little birds. I thought I need to check the size, but I might just make them into Christmas ornaments. And you could do like color variations on it, use a bit of metallic in it. Yep. This one I'm going to take out because You know, Sweetheart Tree and me, we have this love relationship. That's, don't tell anyone. But yeah, I saw this and I had to have it. And it's actually a scissor fob, which I didn't really realize at the time. And that brings me to the next question. What is the purpose of a scissor fob? Because other than being nice and looking beautiful, I don't really get it. But I like this. Keep calm and carry on, or now panic and freak out. I really like this because you can flip it over. And it came with embellishments. And I was a bit worried about the price, but then I was looking at it when I came home and I realized that's why it was a bit steep in price. I have extra copies. Well, you know what that will mean somewhere in the future. And then I got another Dutch design. I think this also, oh, this is, okay. This is the very long website name. And I thought it would be nice with my other blue pattern that I got from Imaginating and with the Delft blue tiles that I got. It's supposed to be a pillow, but I figure I might just work with it and try and make it into something that looks like a wall hanging or something. Yep, like that. And yeah, we're still going. This one is on my wish list. Plum Street samplers, because guess what? There's a sheep in it. And apparently I'm all about sheep now. But yeah, I really like this and I'm going to have a look and see if I can make it into an ornament or something for Christmas. Yeah. So those were the smaller designs. Then I got two Renato Parlin designs because how could I not? This one has been on my wish list forever. And this is what it's called. Bicolore Incolore. But yeah, oh my gosh. And there was actually, someone was stitching it and they had it hung up partially finished. Yeah, it's as pretty in real life as it is on the picture. And it's just DMC, by the way. That's why I really like it, this designer. And I got another one, which was on my wish list, with all these little flowers. And not sure how I'm going to finish this. And this is what it's called. So yeah, as you can see there are tiles with alphabets in them. I would leave them out, but then I need to find a way to organize them. Yep. And this was on my wish list as one of the sayings by Kathy Barrick. Yeah, I really like that. I might change a few things to make this look more like me, and maybe change some of the color schemes in there, because I'm not necessarily that print addicted. But yeah, I really liked it. I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. How can you not like that? And then my Day Complete is also by Kathy Barrick and was also on my wish list. And again, I'm not sure about the color scheme, but I can work with that. Yeah, and I'm still not done. I found a designer from Arnhem, which is a city near me. And she does beautiful Art Deco stuff and geometric patterns. So I picked up two of her patterns. This is the first one. And I have her business card here. Oh, so her business card first. Right way up. And you can actually order online from her shop. You can order digital patterns, I think. So Aaron Art. And this is the first one I got. Spring. part A. And she has some examples of different ways you can stitch them up, and oh my gosh, don't you just love that? Absolutely love that. And she also had 2 patterns with blossoms, and oh geez, these are blackwork like but in color, and oh, these are just beautiful. Go check out her website. She is absolutely does interesting work. So yeah, and then I have 2 books. This one is again enabling from Flosstube. Not sure who started this, but yeah, this bird. I want to stitch this, and we don't have cardinals here in the Netherlands. I'm not a particular fan of cardinals, but yeah, I have to stitch this. So I got this book, Home for the Holidays, and there are several beautiful designs in here. Some stockings, as you can see. This one is nice too. Oh sorry, this one is nice too. And there's a beautiful sampler in here too. This one's nice. Not sure if I would do the whole thing, but oh, the sampler is over here. This is beautiful Christmas sampler. I was even thinking you could take out parts of these and make them into ornaments too, but oh, this is just a lovely sampler. And no alphabet. Yay! Well, this is the dove one. I really like that. I was raised Catholic, but I don't practice my religion anymore. So I don't like too many ornaments with Christian symbolism in them, but I do like the peace dove or just references to peace. So yeah, and yeah, here's the one a lot of us fell in love with. Oh, it's just beautiful. I'm not sure if I'm going to stitch the saying, "It's the season to be jolly," it says in French, but I might actually switch it out for a Dutch saying or just leave it out entirely. And then there's 4 stockings in there, and I'm not going to show them. Yeah. And then finally I found this for a bargain, drawn thread embroidery. And I already have a Hardanger book, but I really like this because it had a lot of beautiful samplers to stitch, like this one. And it had a relatively good explanation of these cut works that are not necessarily Hardanger but drawn thread, which is used a lot in the Victoria samplers too, and I just love these projects that she put in the end. Absolutely lovely. And I'm definitely going to try them out one Sunday. Yeah, so she has all these diagrams of how to do every stitch with color thread in the photograph as well as in the diagram, which is pretty clear. So I'm hoping this will help me with figuring out those things. And again, this was the book, and it is by Search Press. And that was my haul. And then that's well, I did buy some other things, but about halfway through this one I finally came to my senses. I didn't spend that crazy amount of money. I think it was about 120 bucks for all of that, so not too bad, but still it won't fit in my box anymore, or things that I haven't kitted up, so need to get cracking with my projects. Well, if you have any questions about any of the patterns that I showed you and you need more information, just leave a comment. And I think that's all I needed to talk about. Besides my last fact, and I'm looking at the time. Oh, not too bad. But for this one I decided to keep it short and look for a picture to show you of a situation that is not something that we see here in the Netherlands. And I'm putting it here. If I didn't find one, then it's okay because I'm gonna explain. So we are a very small country. In one of my future episodes I will get out a map and show you. But yeah, basically you can drive across the country. Lengthwise it might take up to 4 hours, but short shortest is probably something like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, and then you're across the country. Um, so because of that, and we all don't have we don't have any mountains, and basically our soil is sand or clay, so it's easy to dig in. So all of our cables, like TV cables, telephone lines, internet lines, water lines, things like that, they're all on the ground. So we don't have what you see in a lot of countries where those things like telephone lines are uh, above ground. And that can lead to some confusions, and if I can find a picture I can show you that too, because it's not ideal. But yeah, it does mean that we have a lot more sky to look at than some people do. Anyway, that's my random fact about the Netherlands, and I'm going to leave you here and put away all my hall of shame. And I need to get out and venture into the snow and do some shopping, and I will catch you guys the next time. Have fun, stitch a lot, stitch all the things. Bye bye.